Hey, it's GAMERTONE, and today we're going to be talking about our trip to Pasadena, California in the SoCal Gaming Expo. How it was. It was great. We just got back. We have so much to share with you, and this is how our trip went. It's GAMERTONE, and today we're driving up north from San Diego to Pasadena, California to go to the SoCal Gaming Expo convention. So come on, let's go. Check. Hey, we just arrived at Pasadena, California for this SoCal Expo convention tomorrow. So me and Darian is here. Darian is my cameraman. We're gonna go get some. Ramen. What kind of ramen, Darian? Chicken ramen. And we're gonna go to bed early
for the gaming convention.
Yep. And it's gonna be great. There's gonna be a lot of voice actors there, content creators. I'm so excited. This is actually my first one. I think it's Darian's first one.
Nope, I've been to one. Nope. But it wasn't about games.
Well, we're gonna walk the neighborhood, learn it, get up early tomorrow, be it first in line. Right now we're gonna get some ramen, so let's go eat some ramen. We found this ramen spot that we wound up eating every day, like first day, second day, third day. And then the day of, we had a really good breakfast because we knew we were gonna be facing a hell of a line. Hey, it's the day of the gaming convention in SoCal. Here we are in Pasadena, California. We woke up late, me and Darian, so we're gonna go get something to eat and get on that line. They open up at 1 o'clock, so let's make sure we got everything. Before we go, we're gonna get some good grub in, right? Get some good grub in. We're gonna eat good.
Oh, there's a line. Here we are.
Just the line? That line, we got there early enough on day one. Day two was a really long line, so I got a chance to show some footage of how long that line was. But on the first day, there was some paramedics and firefighters that were giving some CPR training to people on the line. And so Darian got a chance to do a little CPR training. I had to persuade him to doing it because at first he was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then I was like, come on. And then he was convinced.
No, I decided to do it.
No, yeah, you was. That's what I'm letting them know. And then he decided to do it, right? And we got the footage, and he was learning if someone was to choke on the sidewalk, what to do. And we got some of that stuff. Check it out. It's pretty cool.
Because that's the rhythm you should be doing it at. So, you know what? Let me see if I have... I'm going to play Baby Shark for you. So you could kind of get the idea of the rhythm. So bear with me.
And while she's looking that up, so let's go.
Yes.
So this is our patient, right? This is our sick person. So first we gotta wake them up to make sure they're not just sleeping or taking a nap, right? So how do we do that? Wake up! Are you okay? What's wrong? They're not doing anything. Now what do? We gotta check, make sure they have a pulse. You can check the carotid pulse. It's right up here. You have one on each side. Right, so don't use your thumb. You gotta use your 2 fingers, okay? Check it. Oh, use your whole body, okay? Like this. I think that would be sure you go like this. Like this. Sit straight up. Down. See my arms are still, like locked. So you want to go right over. Yeah, don't bend.
Great watching him do CPR on a dummy. Good learning experience for both of us, you know, just watching him learn and creating great memories for me and him. He got a chance to take a picture with the whole CPR crew. It was a good memory, one to hold forever, you know. So shout out to that paramedic crew, fire department, everyone that was out there just giving training to the public. It was awesome. Next, well, let's talk about what we were wearing. I was wearing Death Notes and the Shimigami Ryuk, and Darian was wearing Five Nights at Freddy. And as we worked our way into the SoCal Gaming Expo, it was a grand opening. And that was exciting, just waiting to get in. We were waiting for about 2 hours, and it's been a long time since I've waited any type of line like this, but to do it with my son was very memorable. I mean, he didn't like the waiting at all. He was like, oh, I'm tired. So I'm like, oh man, he's gonna be on his feet all the time. So we make it in and we see it. We go through the back end at first. Actually, that was the second day. The second day was a longer line, but he knew the arcades he wanted to play. We went into the game room where they had the Tetris tournament, and they had all these games for different consoles all on display. It was great. Darian almost finished Mega Man 2 the whole time there. That was his resting spot. He would rest there whenever he got tired, which was great. This was the first day. The first day was the you know, us just getting bombarded with all this greatness. It was awesome, you know, and just seeing all these vendors and voice actors and other content creators was a blessing. They had the little Zelda on display, the little canvas there. Nintendo Power Magazine and a couple of Nintendo games there. This guy over here really tried to sell me a TurboGrafx Mini. I almost bought it. But then I was like, do I want an original or do I want that? They didn't really have the games that I wanted on that TurboGrafx Mini. So I kept it moving. They had Shinobi on the right side. The voice actors were in the back over there. And then the main exhibit hall over here where all the vendors were. I think my first purchase was... actually, I'm going to actually show all my purchases after a little bit of footage here. I winded up buying a Square Enix sign for my future game room that I don't quite have yet, that in the future I will have. Right now it's just a bedroom with all these game stuff in it. But in the future I will have a nice little setup. Everything's coming together slowly but surely, you know. Some of the great conversations. I wish I had a mic. I didn't have a mic. I'm new to this. So for future events, I will have a mic to record some of these great conversations I have. Like this one. Excuse for the poor audio, but these are some of the conversations we had. Someone had a little section where they would take all the disassemble all the consoles and just have them display in a frame, and it was just awesome. And so she asked me what was my favorite console, and I told her what. But here, check it out. Listen. Look at these. That's pretty cool how they have it all displayed.
There's more on both sides of this.
Yeah, no, I saw the other side. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Thank you. What's your favorite console?
Currently or all time?
I'd say what helped pave your path for video games?
Probably the Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You?
Mine was the PlayStation. I mean, I played all the consoles growing up. I had an Atari when I was very little. But PlayStation and RPGs.
Yeah. I'm big on that too.
Are you too?
Yeah. So like, I currently like the Switch.
Yeah.
Like,
Who doesn't like the Switch?
I find myself playing that most of the time.
I brought mine with so I can play Final Fantasy, and catch up on some games if I have any downtime, which is almost never over here. But I brought it with just in case my flight gave me some time.
Where are you coming from?
My husband drove from Tennessee. I flew into Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
There's no other way for us to get our product here. So.
Yeah, no. So you guys do these?
I do the pixel parts. He does the retro beard. All the light boxes and.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, bro. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Conversations like that were great, and they were throughout the whole event. And I just wish I had my mic so I could do more instead of doing the audio after the fact. But next time, you live and you learn. But there was so much to see. I'm gonna show more of the game room a little bit later, but now I think it's time to show you what I got. So I got a chance to see and meet Pat, the NES punk, and I bought the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the Super Nintendo library. Yes, signed by Pat, the NES punk himself. Here it is. Look at that. See that signature? Right there. And this basically gives you every single game, foreign port, America, US release, all the titles, and it tells you the breakdown, the game title, genre, release date, what region, developer, ported by, publisher, players, special features, availability, star rating, and many more. And all this is in here. I mean, look at this. Who wouldn't want this as a kid? This thing is huge. Like, This is amazing. I'm gonna like go through this for a long time. This is amazing. I feel like a kid. This is like the breakdown, and look how thick it is. Yep. With his signature. That was amazing. And let's go over some of the SNES games I picked up. So, my son wanted the Super Mario. Of course, I'm not the richest person in the world, but we will eventually get the boxes and instructions in due time. But for now, just to have in our collection, we'll get these. And everyone knows that this is a must-have in your collection. Super Mario World. All these games work. I checked them out. It's amazing. ActRaiser. Another one I gotta get with the box and instruction, but I just started my collection, so I gotta start small. And ActRaiser was one of those one of my first titles I had for the SNES, and this is way better than the second one. If you know, you know. If not, I will be doing an episode on a little, short glimpse of the game. If no one, I haven't played this in years, so stay tuned for ActRaiser. Another one, an RPG, JRPG, Illusion of Gaia. Yes. I never got a chance to finish it, and you know what? Now it's in my hands, and I will be finishing it in the future. This one was probably my favorite purchase, and it was pricey. It was pricey. And think of a game that's hard to find. Just think of a game that's hard to find. I give you 10 seconds. Anyway, I had to. There was a little deal going on, like buy two get one free kind of deal, and I was on my third game, and I was like, you know what? And then in the corner, I saw this title, SNES title. Yes, and it was over $100, and I was like, I have seen this title since I was a kid, and it's Soul Blazer. If you know, you know. This was like one of those titles that when I rented this game, I kept it was late. I didn't return it on time because I wanted to finish it, and I played this game for a week and finished it. I made sure I finished it and paid the late fee. The late fee for the video store winded up being the price of the game, and so they wound up giving me the game. Bought the game for the late fee. But yeah, it was Soul Blazer, man. This was one of those games where it's kind of like a top-down Zelda type action, but you have to create and redevelop a whole town and city as you go through dungeon crawling with gameplay like Zelda. And I'm definitely gonna do a full playthrough on this in the future to come. But Soul Blazer, if you haven't played this, I advise you pick it up or try to find it. If not, you can always tune in here when I get to cover this game. I had to open up everything, make sure the battery was good before I spent money on this. We had to open this bad boy up, see how it was on the inside, make sure everything was Nintendo labeled, and it was good. But yeah, those were the SNES games I got. Onto the Sega stuff. What I got for Sega? Yep, I had to get the Golden Axe 2 box and menu. Box and menu, see that? Right there. It works. I will be playing this with Darian. I don't know when, but another game that Darian wanted was, we got 1 and 2, and now we got 3. All in the box with the menu. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Look at that? I almost got a Sega CD too. Poster here, Jurassic Park, with some games. This, oh my god, my camera, my AI camera is scanning away. So yeah, we got Sonic 3, and who doesn't love Sonic 3? Like, we already played, we shot an episode that's coming up in July of Sonic 2, and now we're gonna do Sonic 3. This next one here, I didn't think I was gonna get it, but I did. I got me a Sega Saturn. Yep. Look at that boy. You remember this? The first launch of like Panzer Dragoon was insane. When we laid eyes on that, on the visuals of the graphics and how it was like amazing. Like we'd never seen anything like it. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the games I wanted because the games I wanted were kind of pricey, like Guardian Heroes, Dragon Force, but I had to pick up a little, let me get some games to see if it works, and one of those games were Clockwork Knight. You remember that? Clockwork Knight without the menu, but this is good enough for now. Remember, we're just beginning, and the epic Virtua Fighter 2. Yep, here it is. And of course, when we got to the hotel, me and Darian were just going in. That was great. Now let's go over to the NES games. What I picked up. This game was a little special when I was young. We played a lot of it, and it's called Legacy of the Wizard. I don't know if you know that title, but I played this a lot. A lot of the memories were forgotten, but I'm sure when I pop it in and play and do a little test run in a future episode, we're gonna see what those memories do when I pop it in and play it. I knew I spent a lot of time playing this one, and I got the box but not the manual, but I got the box. Wizards and Warriors. Yes, this was my first purchase at the convention. Look at that. First spot, and I'm definitely gonna, every one of these games we're gonna do a little short little sample of the game, like I've been doing these previous episodes that have been coming out. We're winding down to PlayStation 1. This is what I got for PlayStation 1. I had to get me a copy of this game, Chrono Cross. Y'all remember Chrono Cross, huh? Yep, look at that bad boy. Just realized, oh, I thought I didn't have the manual. Here it is. I got the manual. Ooh, the manual is crisp. Look at that. Look at this manual. 2-disc. Look at that. Yeah. Listen. I'm gonna cover all these games. I'm never gonna stop doing this. I love making episodes. It's gonna be like forever. This is a hobby of mine. I don't care if I get money or not. I love doing this. You know, this Gaia for PlayStation 2. This Gaia. The first one. Now, I gotta do a special episode on this. Because me and my friends, we played this for countless of hours. And this was during like after high school. We played this. I was already like a grown up, I guess. Had my own place. My son wanted to get this, but our PlayStation 3 didn't play PlayStation 2 for some reason. But we got the Mega Man Anniversary Collection that has 10 Mega Man titles on this.
But we will get a PlayStation 2 one day.
Yeah, we're gonna get a PlayStation 2 in the near coming future. And then for PlayStation 3, not a lot of people are a fan of it. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It's my least favorite of the Final Fantasies, but it's not that bad at all. The Final Fantasy 13 with Lightning, had to replay that. I never got a chance to finish it. I got close to the end, and then I guess something else caught my interest. And then the last pickup was an anime. Believe it or not, an anime. Yeah. $20, I couldn't go wrong. I mean, come on. I don't even think they have this on Netflix but it's good to actually have a copy in my collection of Ninja Scrolls. Y'all remember Ninja Scrolls, right? Oh yeah. One of the old school animes where I grew up. Well, we're talking 95, which I'm trying to put my son onto all of these old animes. And it was great. It was awesome. And it was an awesome experience going to the SoCal Gaming Convention. It was great. We're definitely going to go next year or wherever I move to next, which my contract is going to be ending soon at work, and I will be finding a new place to live. I don't know if I'm going to stay in Cali or I'm going to keep moving like I move every 3 years. So we shall see. But let's show this gaming area at the expo one more time, because I showed a really short clip of it. Check it out. And there's also like a Nintendo Power area that I also want to show. So let's check that out. And this is the area where Darian loved hanging out. Got to see all the video games, all the consoles, Tetris tournament, and over on this side was Party Dash. I have no idea what that is. I never heard of it, but this guy was telling me there's an anime, and I was like, oh, cool. And apparently, the guy did the translation of the anime, did all the subs, which was pretty cool. There was Bomberman there. Yeah, me and Darian should have hopped in, but Darian was focused in Mega Man. Yep, it was fun. It was a great experience just being here.
I'm a Mega Man fanboy.
Yeah, you're a Mega Man. Then we saw the Street Fighter, and I was like, come on, let's get on here. And we started to play.
Beat the hell out of him.
Yes, he did. He actually did, but I let him win.
But I was close.
As you could see, the handicap was not even. And I was playing around with him. He had dowsing. Like, why would you pick dowsing? So he was doing his thing, and he got me here. Then we went another round. He was talking a little crap, you know what I mean? But it was great. It was awesome. I let him win because he's my son, so gotta be good to him.
Next time, don't take it easy on me.
Oh, you hear him? He says. Then he got a hold of this TurboGrafx Keith Courage over here. This Keith Courage, this made me want to consider to buy a TurboGrafx 16, but instead I ended up getting the Saturn. But I really was looking. I still want to get a TurboGrafx, like them cue cards and all the great games, Splatterhouse, Bonk's Adventure. There's a lot of good, the Ease games. Yeah, there's just watching them play this just brought me back to like my childhood youth. Yep, they had Street Fighter back there, Naruto. The Saturn Panzer Dragoon. I was like, hey Darian, come over here and film me. Cause this is it. This is what made me get a Saturn. watching this and reliving this and playing this. I played this game for a good 10 minutes. And over here, I sat here and just watched this Tetris tournament for a while Darian played the Mickey Mouse game on the Genesis. This is a pretty good game. I forget the name of the title, but I definitely want to get this and play with him. Maybe do an episode on the Mickey Mouse. But it was pretty entertaining. And right next to me was Tony Hawk 2 and Donkey Kong Country 3. So yeah, it was great. Like really watching the tournament firsthand. That was like my first one. And they had games on the right side and board games. Over here was the speedrun challenge for Super Mario Brothers. And it was like I wanted to go in but I'm trash at that game, so maybe if it was like a Ninja Gaiden speed run, which I think they should have, that would be great. But this is the Nintendo Power area that I was talking about there. I wanted to show you guys. They had all these cool jackets and t-shirts for Nintendo Power and the magazines and different frames for different games. They had the Mega Mans. They had the shirts are just awesome. It was, yeah. I actually could like that Super Metroid shirt. I wanted it. Yeah, but I had spent so much money already. And I don't even remember if this is the first or the second day. But over here they had nice frames of all the fan mail. I remember I actually did one of these and I never got anything back, but it would have been crazy if I would have sold my own piece right there. I would have been like, wow, no way. Yeah, and this was these pieces of art were something else. There was so much more I didn't get a chance to record because I was so overwhelmed with everything that was going on. There was an area over there that had a bunch of pinball machines that was all lined up. There was countless of like pinball machines, and me and Darian was there playing. We played a few. I wish I would have got it on camera, but I didn't. I was just at this point my phone had died. There was also another area where they had skateboarders and hardcore skaters come in, a couple of celebrities that were there. I'm not really a skater fan, so I really don't know, but it was cool to see the ramp there and seeing people skate and doing their little stunts and all that. But one of my idols that I look up to in the content creating gamer phase, Happy Gamer Council, had a panel. Johnny was there with Kim and his daughter, and it was beautiful just watching them like doing an episode, talking to everybody. It was amazing. I got some footage of that, and like I wanted to take a picture with them, but there was just so many people. I mean, we did take a group picture, and I wish I could get that group picture. Yeah, so maybe I should reach out and try to get that group picture. But Johnny had a panel there, and me and Darian sat and watched the whole thing. And check it out. Here's a couple of clips on us sitting there.
We'll do that. No, Kim, I gotta ask you, when you started doing the show,
Yes.
I mean, anytime we get on camera, we're all nervous. I mean, I know back in the day, you know, you're like, oh, you know, you think it's like deer in headlights, you're scared about it. But then you just start talking about the games you love. How has it evolved for you, like being on the show, talking about the games that you love on the show?
That's interesting because when I first started, I'd be so scared that John would have to get me to jump up and down to hype me up.
So what we would do, we would stand. We're not going to reenact.
No, we're not gonna.
But we would like, because Kim would be like feeling a little apprehensive.
The pressure.
She'd feel the pressure.
I want to always get it right.
And it was weird because I knew Kim knew all the information. She putting all extra pressure on herself. So I go, Kim, come here. So we started this little routine. So we don't need to do it anymore, but we did it for maybe about a year or so, where we would stand and we would grab each other by the shoulder and we would laugh and jump up and get each other like, and then after you do something so weird, you sit down, you're like,
I got it.
You're automatically in a goofy kind of happy mood.
So shout out to Johnny and Kim for coming down to the SoCal Gaming Expo. It was great having you guys. Is anybody else a fan of Happy Gamer Console? I know there's a lot of other fans, but any of y'all that are following, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in and giving me the likes and the comments and just being here and watching my story. I really appreciate all you who tune in, and I guess see you on the next episode. You know what I mean? Take care.